through to this sort of holistic improvement of self thing is part of that seems to be this outreach, not just like telling other people that you're doing it, but actively trying to put sort of positive change, like sort of the same process it seems like onto society itself.
Yeah.
Where does that motivation come to reach that far out? Or is that just a piece of that self-improvement for you?
I just think I got to a point in my life, I don't really care what people think about me. I mean, you have the choice to follow me or not on social media. So, I mean, if me reaching out and asking you to possibly challenge yourself or to, like, you know, improve your life is too much for you, then that's perfectly fine. Then you're free to go walking the rest of your journey by yourself. But, you know, sometimes you like doing things with other people, and you're like, hey, if TK's doing this or so-and-so is doing this, and it's, you know, I like to put it out there. You want to come to the gym with me? Come to the gym with me. You want to do this? Challenge yourself? Just challenge yourself.
You'll even raise funds and goods for, like, organizations.
And I was just gotten to the mantra, just kind of like, you know, give more, take less. I don't know. It's just who I am as a person.
I feel like it would be a good antidote to maybe some of the weirdness that you encounter when doing a show that you've created recently called Talking Trends. And I actually quite enjoy it and think it's...
Oh, it's a great show.
It's a great show. And I know you...
Right here, boys. Right here.
But I actually think there's an interesting sort of like... Well, my question is this. Does it feel good to do more of that like positive stuff when you're sort of digesting all the strange and weird oddities of the world on a daily basis so much to like sift through them to find things to talk about?
That's not hard.
Does it make you negative or positive to go through all that?
Depends on the story. But I mean, again, I don't take the stories in like that.
No.
You see, like, there's some horrible stories where it's like even recently, a dad got his girlfriend to rape his autistic son because he thought he was gay. But I mean, it doesn't really sit with me. Like, I'll read it, I'll be like, oh my God, like, who does that? And then I'm like, okay, time to go to the gym. So I don't do that.
Right.
Yeah, work on. You just got to work on yourself. That's the person who probably, I don't know, didn't get much love in their life. And then I got his girlfriend sucking his kid off. That's gross. Yeah, that just took a deep turn.
Woo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Too happy for you, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I just, I don't know. I was thinking about Talking Trends and how it immediately turned into that. But
well, it happens.
Why did you guys start? Tell the people that don't know what Talking Trends is.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Why'd you start it?
Talking Trends is a podcast that happens Monday to Friday from 5 p.m. to 5:30. Myself and Tony McCool take interesting topics from around the world and bring them to the comforts of your home. And unlike a lot of podcasts, our podcast is live, and we like to get the interaction from Facebook users and people to get their comments on stories or whatever. But yeah, we just wanted to take advantage of that and just, I mean,
Why'd you start a podcast?
Why I've been involved in radio for many years, and this is the new form of radio. Yeah. I've been knowing about streaming for years. Yeah. Like when I first had my first high-speed internet connection, like Shoutcast Radio. There's another one it's escaping my mind right now, but I was like, this is it. Like this is gonna be crazy. And I wish of course, hindsight, you wish you got on things earlier, but I mean, of course, it is what it is.
Howard Stern said it years ago.
Yeah. Like
when he renewed his contract with Sirius, he's like, I'm going to stay for one more round.
Right.
He's like, but like, that's probably all you're going to get out of me. Like, because I'm going to the internet after this.
Right. Why not? It's
and
insane.
And he still has it now.
Yeah.
With the Howard TV Live.
Okay.
So like, you can log on in Sirius and listen to his show, but they visually do the show all day, every day. Yeah. So if you can log on to his network, buy into his shit, which is separate from Sirius.
It's crazy, man. Now, like, it's just an interesting time where the medium has changed. People are taking like the money into their hands and the business into their hands. It's amazing. It's cool.
Look at stuff like Complex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're getting
it's
huge
insane.
Right now.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, they got so many shows.
Yeah, and like YouTube is really like where it's at. You know what I mean? Like online.
That's where I consume. I consume most of my videos is YouTube. I don't watch many TV shows.
No.
I watch like 1 or 2. Shouts out The Walking Dead. That's my you know.
I just know I could
guilty
stream
pleasure.
that stuff the other day. I didn't know that, man.
Right.
I could stream that on demand.
Yeah.
I got that. I was looking to update. We was trying to watch some episodes, get caught up, and then I was just like, man, all these streaming sites I used to use is like all shut down.
Right.
Like everything's cracking down. Like even downloading, man, like shutting it down, boy.
Yeah.
Shutting it way down.
They're,
so like
they're just struggling. That's what that is. They're fighting for air at this moment.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and it's the streaming thing is like that's the next wave, man.
Yeah.
Like that everything is streaming now.
Yeah.
100%.
Because like we got that's where I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna get these episodes from. We flicked on demand, boom, they were there.
Right.
It leads to discussion. It leads to a discussion of all the new math in music about sales and like all that equivalency.
That's interesting too.
So bizarre. Like how many streams equal a sale?
Well, this even
So
that,
weird.
and just even now, what
That's the crazy part.
The new math
is required to like, oh, I got a gold record now. Like, oh, do you? Well, it's got 500,000 streams. I'm like, okay.
But like, if you had 500,000 streams back in the day, like if you had 500,000 plays on radio, that's
you're killing.
Way more money than 500,000 streams.
Yeah, you're killing.
Because like 500 streams is like 1 unit or like one.
It's something's crazy.
There's just so much difference. I remember this guy talking about this recently on a podcast I listened to, and it was like he was saying, to make a sale of an album back in the day of buying, you had to go to the store and buy the album, and like the effort it took from that fan base just to make that sale. That you sold 1 million records, it was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy, but it was extra crazy because people were actually going and buying things, and now like a stream could be like, what's playing? I was like, I want to wake up, and it's just streaming while you're not even. People stream stuff all the time, and those count, and sure, but there's just not that same commitment. I think it goes back a little bit to that technology and scenes kind of splitting out and stuff, and technology having a weird effect of like music's being more accessible, but on the other hand, we have weird metrics of what's popular and how that works.
Yeah.
But they're just starting to filter you through the real channels of getting it. Like if you're gonna consume it, like you're gonna have to stream it. There's not like if you're gonna download it, you gotta go to iTunes or something like that, like Bandcamp or whatever.
Become a public utility.
You know, it's not just they're not like that Napster shit. All that shit is done. Man. Like torrents and everything, all that shit is even like that's old news.
Shouts out Torrance.
Torrance was great, man.
Well, I think what you'll see,
Jonathan
is
Torrance.
You'll probably see the rise, and Complex is a good example, like the rise of media companies within this landscape. You already see it happening, like groups that understand this and are putting an umbrella over a group of shows and like becoming that where you go to that, and that's how the money would work too, is like you buy a subscription to that channel and the channel's got shit you like on it. So that's how they sustain.
That whole network game
becomes cheaper, right?
Blowing up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Technology is crazy, man.
It's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen.
It's crazy.
Why are we talking about technology so much with TK?
Because new technology is coming out tomorrow.
Which is?
New gear from Rain.
Which is?
Which is too expensive for us to buy.
IV's is like I keep on having this thing with IV. I'm like, you're not done buying gear. Man, it's gonna be the best.
No, man.
Like, nothing else. I'm good. I'm kind of. I have my next thing I know I'm gonna buy.
What's that?
It's the Phase DJ thing.
You're waiting for that.
That's my next purchase. Because I mean, you don't need to get the new Rain thing.
I'm buying one.
Oh, I know you're buying one.
I'm buying one.
Yeah.
I might not buy two, but I'm buying one.
For people that don't know what you guys are talking about,
let's give a little context.
DJ geeking out here.
Yeah. Fill people in. What is coming tomorrow? Why are you buying one for sure?
The people that made this.
Shout out to Rain.
Shout out to Rain, and they made new shit. So like it's the upgraded version of
72?
this. 72. And then they've made a controller that spins an actual vinyl that is like a 1200, but it's not a 1200. There's no needle. There's no tone arm anymore. It just goes by.
Scratch Bastard had a lot of like unboxing and stuff
Paul
of that.
did.
Paul.
They shipped him a couple of units, and
Yeah.
he's definitely somebody that's gonna get the word out.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
Like he had fucking the whole internet blew up the whole weekend because of his Instagram live videos.
Yeah.
Just him unboxing them, playing with the mixer, bringing out the 12. Showing, and he's gonna show it off. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna put it to the test, and really give it a run. So you'll be able to see that firsthand from somebody that's like dope as shit, fucking with it.
Yeah.
So that it's not just like, oh, I just watched some guy cutting on it. Like Scratch Bastard is a well-known name globally.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when he goes in on it, people know like, okay, that's the real deal.
Yeah.
So, it's just new stuff, new gear that gearheads have been waiting on for like over a year now.
Yeah.
They unveiled it last year at NAMM, and they had it all under a glass case, and you couldn't touch it or nothing like that. And they were like, here, get the hard on for the new gear. So everybody's been waiting and waiting and
Shouts
waiting.
out to the hard on.
And, it's been a year-long hard on, man. Like,
wow. I thought it was like
men's got blue balls now.
4 hours you're supposed to go check it.
It's literally like a
12
blue balls syndrome for all these DJs that have like pre-ordered this shit.
Oh my god.
And they've been waiting, and they said that shit was coming in November, and it's March and April, and it's still not here. And they're talking about some ain't getting here till May. Like, so everybody's been waiting on it. Globally, it ships tomorrow apparently. From Rain, but I heard it was in Canada already. So not from Rain, it's from InMedia, the company that bought or iMedia.
Yeah,
InMedia.
I'm trying to remember the name.
It might be InMedia. Yeah. They bought Rain a couple of years ago, and these are just revolutionary pieces that are going to be the next technology.
What does that do?
Game.
Like having the removal of those parts that we would expect on a normal table, like what does that do? What does that create for possibility in your mind? Just because, like, as you say, it would do things. Like I'm thinking, what would it do? As a person, I don't know.
Let's look at this piece right here. Okay.
Okay. What is that? What are you holding?
This is the needle, like the needle. Okay.
Yeah.
This piece right here, if we bought this intact, just like this in the store, that's like $125 plus tax.
Okay.
Okay. This piece right here alone is like $40-$50.
Right.
Okay, and you break these not on the regular, but like they break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? More so than this part. But you don't gotta be delicate with the needle anymore and worry about breaking it. You
don't have to worry about hitting it off the record.
Yeah, hitting it off the record, or some drunk bimbo coming over and smacking the record and breaking your needle. You had to replace many of these.
Yeah.
So it eliminates that.
Yeah.
The whole tone arm thing. I wish I had a table here, but I don't. My tone arm's bent, so there's no more of that having to worry about. Especially if you're a touring DJ and you're taking this stuff on the road.
It'd be easier to protect it and pack it.
So, I'm definitely going after Long McQuaid for the tour we're going on in the fall. So, try and get some of this gear to rock that on the tour so we don't have to worry about that shit.
Test it on the big stage. Because a lot of problems, too, when you're on the big stages and big sound. I mean, the rumble, the vibration that goes through the tone arm, you aren't able to, let's say if you midway through the set you had like a show off period or whatever where you wanted to do a little showcase, and then you have the vibrations,
right,
you're not able to do your juggle or your routine as perfect as you've been doing it at your house or wherever the studio that you've been practicing it. And this basically essentially eliminates that from you hitting the tone arm off, the vibrations, because it's all digital.
Yeah, and the connection thing, like there's still an analog connection going on with what we use right now, with the turntables and the needles and shit. So that eliminates that whole thing. Where like sometimes if you got a little fuzz on the needle, Like if the connection in Serato is
like
not,
a dingleberry, but on the
a little dingleberry,
dingleberry, but for the needle.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but if your connection isn't like
Well
100%, like with,
Yeah.
like if it's not 100, like that little dingleberry
Yeah.
can fuck your whole shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
like you might load a song and it'll start loading slow and it'll jump to internal or
And the pitch is all off.
yeah,
and,
the pitches and you're like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
So you missed your cue point, you fucked your setup.
Yeah.
Like this thing, like this new technology is like exact.
Yeah.
Like
Sometimes playing catch up when you have a routine down, it takes you off the whole entire routine.
yeah,
Like when you have practiced something in and out for however long, the slightest slip up or just off time can totally derail your whole entire like circadian clock for DJing, right?
Right.
You could just totally switch it off because you're just so used to everything going one way,
right.
and then all of a sudden like, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to get.
It's hard to get there. Yeah, sometimes that little bit can throw you off, but I mean that's you practice for that too. But I mean,
yeah, you have to learn to compensate on the fly.
yeah,
So if you miss a cue point or something like that, like fuck,
it's like
that just
it's
ruined
like
my
having
whole
sex,
shit.
and you're like you want to keep it going a little bit longer.
There you
And
go.
you're like, babe, slow down. Let's slow it down.
I think that's what
You
like
slow the
hip hop
stroke
really is, right? It's like we're gonna hold back,
Yeah.
back.
Bam, bam.
Boom.
And next thing you know, you're shooting up the club.
Pretty much.
The club
Literally.
the club is the vagina.
Shout out to my baby boy.
Yeah, and shouts
Such
out.
a shit.
How's the little baby boy doing?
It's getting big.
Yeah.
Real big.
Damn. How old is he now?
2.5.
Man.
Yeah. He's got a big old bruise on his forehead. Took a big header
Oh no.
on the concrete.
You know what?
Nasty.
It's a good learning experience.
It's hard. It's like.
But what do you
ugh.
feel as a dad? He's like-
you don't like it at all. You know,
No.
like one bit. It's
Yeah.
just like no.
But they have
But
to
you
get-
know, like it's happened to
It-
all of us. It
yeah.
happened to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Probably happened to me on the way home.
right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
You talked about big crowds a minute ago. Like, what's the biggest crowd that you've been in front of?
Oh man, this is it right
Behind.
here, guys.
Oh,
This-
word. Oh,
this is
word.
good.
Word.
Good. That's good. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Calgary Stampede's pretty big. I don't know
Yeah.
how many people there.
That's a lot of people. What, was that in the Saddle Dome?
Couple thousand.
Inside the Saddle
It
Dome?
was
Or
the
outside?
main stage.
Shit.
That
That's
was
a
a-
lot of people.
Yeah, the Snoop Dogg tour. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it was good. It was a good
That
time.
was a KO, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, Miko,
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
Was that in the tent?
No, wasn't it? Oh,
Was
it
it
must have
outside or
been a
inside?
big tent.
Was it outside?
TK, were you by any chance in
It was-
having any
I was,
fun?
no,
that
it was
day?
inside. It
He's
was
unsure if
it was
it
in a
inside or
club?
outside.
No, it wasn't in a club.
So it was
It was
like
outside.
He's not sure
but
if it was
No,
outside.
It was
you were in the
mess.
tent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
unless you were at the Coca-Cola stage.
Okay. I don't know.
He
Was there a
doesn't know.
basement?
No,
Okay.
My client,
I was still
Did you have
outside.
my
trailers
client
on
would
the
prefer
side?
not to answer.
I'm trying to remember. I think so. Probably outside then, in the tent, but
Yeah,
a
it
big tent.
I can't
Oh, it's
console
huge.
you.
Yeah.
It's
It
massive.
really
Ladies and
big.
gentlemen, it's the big tent.
I saw
It's
the
the
Beach
Truman
Boys there
Show.
last year.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Truman Show. The big tent.
Right.
No, that's a big tent though.
That's a
It was
big
great.
tent.
We filled in for Flow Rider one year. He couldn't make it like last minute,
Oh, that's a sad.
and they called us to
That
go
is-
up there.
Yeah,
And it was so
unfortunate.
that's
weird.
unfortunate for those people.
The band that was playing before us, like nobody was like it was like everybody's on the sides, and I was like, this is so weird, man.
Where's this? Calgary?
Calgary Stampede.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then as soon as like we came on,
Right.
everybody just came boom. The whole place was packed. I was like,
It's amazing.
this is crazy, man.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't think these people were gonna get into
Next
it.
time I go out there, I honestly need to just go through the whole ritual, get the cowboy hat, just the whole.
Yeah, we
dress
got
up.
those. I got
Yeah.
my cowboy.
Yeah,
hat.
I gotta
Yeah,
get
yeah.
one, and the boots too. Mess
No,
up my
we didn't
feet.
do the boots.
Yeah,
we
see?
got the cowboy hat.
No, you
so-
got to do it all. You got to do it
No,
all.
no, not boots for me.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I hurt my
I don't
feet.
find them comfortable. I've tried them on.
I
but,
know that would
it's-
hurt my feet.
They just don't feel
That's what I'm
good.
saying.
Do you
gotta
think you'll
suck it up.
return to battle?
Maybe this year. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like where I'm at right now, where I'm just kind of creating with other things as well.
Hey, do me a favor. Go subscribe to the channel right now. Follow us on Instagram. Like us on Facebook. Share our videos. We want to start a discussion, and we want you to be part of it. Peace.